The truth is so simple, so effortless, that the mind often overlooks it. You have been conditioned to believe that life must be a struggle, that riches come only by sacrifice, and that happiness is earned only after years of chasing. Yet nothing could be further from the truth. The abundance you desire, the wealth you dream of, and the life you secretly long for is already moving toward you, right now, in ways beyond your comprehension. The universe has already begun the work of making you rich. Without effort, without strain, without toil, all that is required of you is to relax and allow it. Riches are not something you acquire by force. They are something you align with. They come to you when you step into the vibration of already having them. Every thought, every image, every feeling is shaping your reality. And when you relax into the knowing that wealth is already yours, the universe responds in ways so natural, so ordinary, that you will think it happened by chance. But chance is only the visible face of law, and law is always unfolding perfectly. If you close your eyes and imagine what it feels like to already live in the comfort of wealth, notice how your body relaxes. Notice how your breath deepens. Notice how every sense begins to respond as though it were already real. That is not fantasy. That is creation. Your imagination is the blueprint. Your inner acceptance is the key. Wealth is not outside of you, waiting to be earned. It is within you, waiting to be recognized. Consider this. The air you breathe comes to you without struggle. You do not fight to inhale. You do not labor to earn oxygen. It is freely supplied, abundantly, infinitely, constantly. So too is wealth when you remove the belief that you must struggle for it. The very force that sustains your heartbeat, that keeps the stars in their courses, that makes the grass grow and the rivers flow, is the same force moving money, opportunities, and abundance toward you. It is already at work. You do not need to command it, only to relax into trust. The reason most people do not see this is because they are caught in the web of effort. They believe that if they are not striving, they are not progressing. But striving is resistance. Striving declares that you do not yet have what you seek. And what you declare with conviction, the universe must reflect. If you constantly say, I must work harder to be rich, you are affirming lack. But when you say, I am already wealthy, I rest in the abundance that surrounds me, you open the door for that truth to unfold in your world. Wealth comes not to the one who sweats in fear, but to the one who lives in calm expectancy. Relaxation is not laziness. It is alignment. It is the knowing that everything you desire is already in motion toward you. Just as a seed, once planted, does not need your anxious watching to grow, but simply the quiet acceptance that it will. You do not dig it up every hour to check. You trust the process. You know the sprout is on its way. Why not treat your wealth the same way? You have planted the seed of riches with your desire, and the universe has already begun its work. Relax and let it grow. Look at your life closely, and you will see signs already appearing. Small blessings, unexpected money, surprising opportunities, a phone call, a gift, a new idea. These are the first fruits of abundance making its way to you. If you acknowledge them, they will multiply. Gratitude is the recognition that wealth is already here, and what you recognize expands. The mistake is to dismiss these as too small or coincidence. There is no such thing as coincidence. Everything is the unfolding of your inner state. You are not required to know how the riches will come. The how is the domain of the universe, and it is infinitely wiser than your limited planning. Your task is only to accept the end as already done, to feel yourself already rich, already secure, already free. Do this, and the steps, the people, the opportunities will appear at the right time. When you try to force the how, you interfere with the flow. When you let go and relax, the flow becomes effortless. Think of a river. It does not struggle to reach the sea. It does not climb uphill with exhaustion. It simply flows, naturally unresisting, inevitably finding its destination. So too with your riches. You are the river, and wealth is the sea. The current is already pulling you toward it. The only thing that can delay you is resistance, doubt, worry, fear. When you release those, the current carries you swiftly. Have you noticed how often the things you worried about most never happened? and the blessings you never expected came unannounced. This is because your conscious struggle blinds you to the greater intelligence working behind the scenes. When you finally surrender, when you stop chasing, when you rest in the knowing, life surprises you with miracles. Miracles are not unnatural. They are the natural laws of abundance working in your favor once you allow them. The miracle is not that riches arrive, but that they were always there, waiting for your recognition. You do not need to earn wealth. You need only to awaken to it, right now in this very moment. Imagine yourself living the life of freedom that riches bring. See yourself in the home you desire, surrounded by beauty and comfort. Feel yourself traveling to places that once seemed out of reach. Hear yourself speaking with confidence, knowing you are secure and prosperous. Do not imagine it as if it is coming one day. Imagine it as if it is already now. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude. That feeling is the evidence that the universe is already making it real. What you accept inwardly must manifest outwardly. The outer world is but a mirror of the inner, and when you are inwardly rich, calm, trusting, expectant, the outer must conform. This is law, not chance. You may look at your current bank account and see little, but that is only a shadow of past thoughts, a reflection of old beliefs. It has no power except what you give it. Do not let yesterday's reflection dictate today's truth. If you shift your inner vision, the outer reflection must shift as well. The riches are already waiting in the unseen, and soon they will appear in the seen. Relax and let them. Your wealth does not come from your job, your business, or any single channel. Those are only instruments. The true source is infinite and can flow through any channel at any time. When one channel closes, another opens. Do not cling in fear to one path. Trust the infinite supply. If you needed air and one window was shut, would you panic? No, because air surrounds you. So too with money, it surrounds you in infinite form. One channel may shut, but countless more remain. Release the belief that wealth is hard, that riches require sacrifice, that abundance is reserved for the few. Those are illusions handed to you by a fearful world. The truth is that wealth is your natural state, and the universe is already restoring you to it. You do not need to struggle back to what you already are. You need only to stop resisting. When you relax into the knowing, life becomes play. Ideas flow easily. People are drawn to you. Opportunities present themselves. You speak with confidence. You act with clarity. You are no longer chasing money. Money is chasing you, and it happens so effortlessly, so naturally, that you will one day wonder why you ever struggled at all. Even now, while you listen, while you breathe, the universe is arranging people, events, and circumstances to deliver wealth into your hands. Someone is thinking of you. Someone is speaking your name. Someone is preparing an opportunity. Someone is being guided to bless you, and you may not even know it yet. That is the unseen work of abundance. Relax and trust it. Do not confuse relaxation with passivity. Relaxation is not sitting idly, waiting in despair. It is living in joy, acting with inspiration, following the gentle nudges that arise within. When you are aligned, the right actions feel effortless. You will know what to do, when to do it, and doors will open easily. There is no forcing, only flowing. Each morning, take a moment to rest in the vision of your wealthy self. Feel it as present fact, not future hope. Walk through your day as though you already possess it. Speak as though it is already done. Give thanks as though it is already yours. This is the secret of effortless wealth. The universe is not waiting to bless you tomorrow. It is blessing you now. You need only accept it. Let go of the tension. Release the struggle. Breathe deeply and remember the same power that made you, that sustains you, that keeps this universe in harmony is making you rich right now without effort. Relax into it, and watch how swiftly your world transforms. Wealth is not something you must chase. It is something you must allow. It is already yours. It is already here. The universe is already making you rich without effort. Relax, trust, and receive. Do not overlook the little evidences of abundance that are already entering your life. The free cup of coffee, the unexpected discount, the friend who treats you to lunch, the money you find in a coat pocket, the call that brings you a new connection. All these are the universe whispering to you, "See, I am already making you rich." When you recognize these small signs and give thanks, you invite larger and larger demonstrations. Gratitude multiplies what you acknowledge. What you dismiss as small disappears, but what you honor as abundance expands. Imagine for a moment that you are a magnet. You are not running around chasing metal. The metal is drawn to you by the invisible field you carry. That is how wealth operates. When you relax, when you assume the feeling of being rich, you radiate a vibration that draws money, ideas, and opportunities to you without effort. Chasing pushes it away. Relaxation pulls it in. Your inner state is the magnet, and the universe cannot help but respond. The greatest misconception is that riches are built by action alone. Action without alignment is toil, and toil produces little fruit. But action flowing from inner richness is effortless, inspired, and fruitful. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. You will say the right words without planning. You will meet the right people without forcing. This is not luck. This is alignment. This is the universe already doing the work for you. Think of the tree that bears fruit. It does not strain. It does not worry about how it will produce apples or oranges. It simply rests in its nature, and the fruit appears in its season. So it is with you. Rest in your nature as abundant, and the fruits of wealth will appear in their season. Worrying about the fruit does not make it grow faster. It is your quiet trust in the process that allows it to ripen. You are already standing in the midst of infinite wealth. Even now, trillions of dollars are circulating through the world. Ideas are being born every second that will create new industries, new inventions, new streams of wealth. People are receiving promotions, winning opportunities, signing contracts, gaining inheritances, finding hidden treasures. Wealth is flowing endlessly, and you are part of that flow. The only difference between those who receive it and those who do not is belief. Believe you are already included, and you are. Close your eyes for a moment. You see yourself holding wealth in your hands. Feel the weight of it, the joy of it. Notice how your body softens, as though it is already done. That feeling is not fantasy. It is the beginning of reality. The unseen responds, first to imagination, then unfolds in the seen. Every fortune that exists began first in the unseen, in thought, in belief, in imagination. You are no different. Every time you look at your current circumstances and think they are permanent, you are forgetting the law. The outer world is not fixed. It is a shadow of what you once believed. Shadows are not the thing itself. Change the thing casting the shadow, the belief, the inner state, and the shadow must change. Do not fight the shadow. Transform the source. The wealth you desire is not built outside, but within. And when it is accepted inwardly, the outer has no choice but to reflect it. Have you ever noticed that when you are calm and confident, even in uncertainty, life seems to open doors for you? But when you are tense and fearful, doors slam shut. This is not random. It is a mirror. When you walk as though you are already rich, already supported, already supplied, the world mirrors that state and supplies you with proof. And when you walk as though you lack, the world must mirror lack. That is why the command is always to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not someday, but now. Think of money as water in a vast ocean. If you dip a thimble, you receive a thimbleful. If you dip a bucket, you receive a bucketful. The ocean does not care. It is limitless. The difference is only in what you allow yourself to receive. Your belief is the vessel. If you believe in struggle, you carry a thimble. If you believe in ease, you carry a bucket. If you believe in infinite supply, you carry no vessel at all. You step into the ocean and are surrounded on every side. There is no need to beg, no need to plead, no need to chase. The law is impartial. It is always working, always responding. Just as the sun shines without favoritism, so too does the universe pour out riches to all who align with them. The question is never, will I be blessed? The question is only, am I willing to relax and accept the blessing? Even your desires are not random. The desire itself is evidence of supply. You could not desire wealth if wealth were not already yours in the unseen. The very longing is proof of possession. The seed of the oak already contains the oak tree. The seed of your desire already contains the manifestation. Your only task is to nurture it with belief and allow it to unfold. Every time you doubt, you slow the unfolding. Every time you relax into trust, you speed it. And trust does not mean inactivity. It means inspired activity. It means following the inner nudge, the gentle whisper, the effortless idea that arises when you are calm. The path to wealth is always simple, but your struggle makes it appear complicated. Relax, and the way appears. The moment you stop resisting, you will notice how much easier life becomes. Money will appear where you least expect it. People will come offering help. Projects will succeed without strain. Debts will dissolve in surprising ways. Opportunities will line themselves up without your constant pushing. This is the effortless flow of wealth, and it is already happening beneath the surface of your life, waiting for you to notice. Do not be deceived by appearances of delay. The universe is never late. The riches you desire are already prepared for you, already in existence, already set in motion. What feels like waiting is simply alignment. The moment you relax and fully accept, the manifestation breaks through into visibility. Patience is not waiting in fear but resting in certainty. Remember that wealth is not only money. It is health, love, peace, freedom, joy, opportunities, beauty, and fulfillment. When you align with wealth, you find yourself rich in every area of life. You awaken each morning with energy. You meet people who uplift you. You experience peace that money cannot buy. And money itself flows as a natural companion, not as the master but as the servant. Wealth is a state of being, and money is only one expression of it. And so I say again, the universe is already making you rich right now without effort. While you sleep, it is working. While you breathe, it is arranging. While you imagine, it is creating. Relax into this truth, and you will see it unfold in ways more beautiful and more effortless than you ever dreamed. The beauty of this truth is that you need not do anything extraordinary to prove yourself worthy of wealth. Worthiness is not something to be earned. You were born worthy. You were born rich in essence, overflowing with infinite supply. The child does not earn the right to breathe. It simply breathes. The bird does not earn the right to fly. It simply flies. The flower does not earn the right to bloom. It simply blooms. So too with you. You do not earn wealth. You allow it. You rest in it. You accept it as the most natural expression of who you are. Think for a moment of those times when life seemed to flow so easily, when events unfolded in your favor without any effort on your part. Perhaps you met the right person at the right moment. Perhaps you received an unexpected blessing when you least expected it. Perhaps you found yourself at the right place without even planning it. These were not accidents. They were glimpses of the effortless wealth that is always available to you. What happened then can happen always, once you understand the law. Every rich person who has ever lived tapped into this law, whether they knew it consciously or not. They carried an inner assumption of abundance. They expected riches to come. They felt themselves deserving of wealth. And so wealth came, sometimes in ways that looked like hard work. But the work itself was carried on a current of belief. Without the belief, the work would have yielded little. With the belief, everything they touched multiplied. This is why one person may labor endlessly and see little, while another moves lightly and prospers greatly. The difference is not in the outer effort, but in the inner state. If you hold within yourself the knowing that you are already rich, you will find that effort itself transforms. It ceases to be heavy. It becomes joyous, light, creative. You will want to do things, not because you must, but because you are inspired. And that inspiration will lead directly to increase. The outer effort then becomes an expression of inner wealth, not a desperate attempt to acquire it. The mind loves to complicate this truth, but in its essence it is simple. Assume you are already rich, relax into that assumption, and watch as the world rearranges itself to mirror it. The world is plastic to your thoughts. It bends, shapes, and molds itself to the image you carry within. If you carry the image of lack, it must show you lack. If you carry the image of wealth, it must show you wealth. There is no exception. Do not be concerned if your outer world contradicts your inner vision at first. The shadow of old thoughts may linger for a while, but it cannot remain once you have truly shifted your inner state. If you were to hold a new image before a mirror, the old reflection would vanish instantly. The delay you see in life is only your own doubt, questioning the reality of your inner vision. Once you fully accept it, the reflection must change. This is why it is so vital to relax. Anxiety is a declaration that you do not yet believe. Fear is a statement that you doubt the process. Relaxation is the proof that you have accepted it. When you rest in calm expectancy, you are declaring to the universe, I know it is done, and the universe has no choice but to prove you right. You may wonder, how can I relax when my bills are due, when my account is low, when circumstances are pressing? But that is precisely when relaxation is most powerful. Anyone can relax when the evidence is already visible. The true master relaxes when the evidence is invisible, knowing that the unseen governs the sea. To demand proof before you believe is to wait forever. To believe before you see is to cause the proof to appear. So if a bill arrives, do not panic. Smile, breathe, and remind yourself. The supply that covers this is already on its way. If your account looks small, do not despair. Rest in the knowing, this is only the shadow of old thoughts. New wealth is already flowing in. Every time you choose calm trust over fear, you strengthen your magnetism. You declare your inner richness. And soon the outer must bow to the inner. Life will always test your faith by presenting the opposite of what you desire. But the test is not to defeat you. It is to see if you will cling to the inner vision or be swayed by appearances. If you can hold to the vision in the face of contradiction, the contradiction will vanish, and the vision will stand. Relaxation is the proof that you are holding fast. Remember always that wealth is not coming to you from outside. It is flowing through you from within. The channels outside may change, but the source within never dries. Your consciousness of wealth is the fountain. If one door closes, do not mourn. 1,000 more are ready to open. If one opportunity fades, do not despair. A greater one is already prepared. The only thing you need is the awareness that the source is infinite. Consider the story of those who seemed to rise from nothing into great riches. To the world it appeared as luck, coincidence, or sheer hard work. But beneath it all was always an inner state of knowing. They believed in themselves. They believed in abundance. They carried within them an expectation that wealth was natural. And so it became natural in their lives. You can do the same. There is no difference between you and them except the image you hold within. Wealth is not a reward for effort. It is the mirror of belief. If you believe you must struggle, you will. If you believe you can relax and receive, you will. Both are true, but one is effortless, and the other exhausting. Choose the effortless way. Choose to trust the unseen. Choose to rest in the knowing that the universe is already making you rich without effort. There is a deep relief that comes when you truly grasp this truth. You no longer wake up in fear of how the day will provide for you. You no longer walk around with the weight of survival pressing on your shoulders. Instead, you awaken with the quiet joy of knowing that the day has already been prepared for you, that wealth is already seeking you, that every step is guided. You begin to see life not as a battle to be fought, but as a gift to be unwrapped. This is the true meaning of effortlessness. It does not mean that you never lift a hand, but that whatever you do is carried on the current of certainty rather than the weight of doubt. It means that life is no longer a grind, but a dance. Even the simplest tasks become infused with richness because you are no longer working for survival, but expressing abundance. When you live in this way, you notice how people respond differently to you. They sense your calm confidence, your quiet assurance. They feel drawn to you, even if they cannot explain why. You attract partners, collaborators, and helpers who mirror your inner state. Doors open without knocking. Opportunities arrive without searching. The world bends to your expectation, because the world is only a mirror. You must understand, too, that wealth is not limited by time. You may believe it will take years to see results, but the universe does not work in time. It works in states. The moment you shift your state to wealth, the manifestation begins. What seems to take years in the outer is already done in the inner. The outer simply unfolds it step by step, like a photograph developing in light. The length of time is determined only by the steadiness of your belief. Waver in belief, and the process wavers. Hold steady in belief, and the process quickens. Think of how a radio works. The music is already in the air around you, invisible, unheard. Yet the moment you tune the dial to the correct frequency, the music bursts into sound. Where was it before? It was here, all along, waiting for alignment. So it is with wealth. It is here now, surrounding you, waiting only for you to tune yourself to its frequency by assuming the feeling of already being rich. Once tuned, it must play. You may have been taught to fear desire, to believe it is wrong to want wealth, but desire is not wrong. It is the language of life itself. Every desire you have is life seeking fuller expression through you. To deny your desire is to deny life. To accept your desire is to accept the richness of existence. The desire for wealth is not greed. It is the natural pull toward expansion, toward freedom, toward greater expression of who you are. Do not be afraid of wanting more. The infinite cannot run out. The wealth of the universe cannot be depleted. One person's riches do not mean another's poverty. The ocean does not diminish when one wave rises high. The ocean is endless. So it is with abundance. The more you receive, the more you can give, and the more the flow increases for all. To relax into wealth is to join the eternal circulation of abundance, where giving and receiving are one and the same. There is also a subtle power in speaking wealth into your life. Words are not idle. Every word you speak carries vibration, shaping your reality. When you speak of lack, you strengthen lack. When you speak of wealth, you strengthen wealth. Speak often, quietly, confidently of your riches. Say, I am rich now. I am wealthy now. The universe makes me rich with ease. These words, repeated with feeling, become seeds in the subconscious, and the subconscious always brings forth what is planted. Do not be surprised if people around you do not understand this. They may laugh, they may doubt, they may resist. That is only because they have not yet discovered the law. Do not argue with them, for you need not convince anyone but yourself. Your belief is enough. And when your wealth appears, they will ask how it happened, and you will know that it was the simple power of relaxation and assumption. The truth is that the universe does not reward effort, nor does it punish laziness. It simply reflects states of consciousness. If you live in the state of effort and struggle, it will mirror effort and struggle. If you live in the state of ease and wealth, it will mirror ease and wealth. The choice is always yours, and the moment you choose relaxation, the universe begins to reflect it. This is why rest is so powerful. In rest you drop resistance. In rest you stop trying to control the how. In rest you trust that what you have accepted within must appear without, even as you sleep. The law is at work, arranging details, moving people, shaping events. You do not need to stay awake worrying about the sun rising. It will rise. In the same way, you do not need to stay anxious about wealth appearing. It will appear. So whenever fear tempts you, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, I am already rich. The universe is making me rich without effort. Feel the truth of it in your body. Notice the relaxation that spreads through you. That feeling is the proof. That feeling is the proof. That feeling is the magnet. That feeling is the cause of all visible wealth. You will begin to notice subtle shifts once you live from this state. Small changes in mood, small glimpses of joy. A sense of peace that was not there before. These are not insignificant. They are the first signs that the current of wealth has already begun flowing through your life. It is like the first breeze before the storm, the first ripple before the wave, the first spark before the fire. Do not dismiss them. Rejoice in them, for they are the whisper that the abundance you seek is already near. When you walk in relaxation, you carry an aura of wealth that others can feel. They may not be able to describe it, but they sense it. They treat you differently. They respond to you with more generosity. They offer you opportunities, favors, connections. This is because people too are instruments of the universe, moved by the same unseen hand that governs everything. They do not know why they are blessing you, but they do. And you in your relaxation recognize it for what it is. The universe arranging all things in your favor. You must remind yourself often that wealth is not something to be built from scratch, but something already present, waiting to be revealed. Just as the statue exists already within the marble block, so does your abundance exist already within the unseen. The sculptor does not create the statue. He reveals it by chipping away what does not belong. In the same way, you do not create wealth, you reveal it by chipping away fear, doubt, and struggle. Beneath them, your riches have been there all along. There is a profound beauty in knowing that everything is already complete. Nothing is missing, nothing is delayed, nothing is withheld. The very moment you accepted the desire, the provision was made. The end was finished at the beginning. You do not walk toward wealth. You walk in it, unfolding it step by step as you go. Every day, every moment you are uncovering more of what is already yours. See how even nature teaches this truth. The apple tree does not anxiously wait for fruit. The fruit is already hidden within the seed from the start. Time only reveals what was there all along. In the same way, your wealth is hidden within you from the start. Time only reveals it, but in the unseen it is already done. This is why you can relax. When you truly accept this, the pressure lifts. You no longer compete. You no longer compare yourself to others. You no longer fear missing out. You realize that no one can take your wealth, for it is uniquely yours. What belongs to you cannot be lost. What is meant for you cannot be withheld. This knowledge frees you from envy, from grasping, from desperate striving. You walk with calm assurance, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. Even setbacks, when viewed from this state, are not setbacks at all. They are redirections. They are the universe guiding you to a better channel, a more abundant flow. What looks like loss is often the clearing away of the lesser to make room for the greater. What feels like rejection is often protection. When you relax, you begin to see this. You stop fearing change, because you know every change carries you closer to the wealth that is already yours. Do not underestimate the power of feeling. The feeling of being rich is more powerful than any plan, any strategy, any effort. Feeling is the secret key. If you can capture the feeling of already being wealthy, the world must shape itself to match. Sit quietly and imagine the sensation of holding money, the joy of paying every bill with ease, the freedom of traveling where you wish, the security of knowing you are supplied. Let the feeling grow until it feels real. That feeling is the seed, and once planted, it must bring forth after its kind. Notice how children live. They play as though the world is already theirs. They imagine freely, without questioning if it is possible. They laugh, they rest, they trust. And the universe often bends to their belief because their belief is pure. They are not trying to make things happen. They are simply living as though they already have them. You must return to this childlike trust. Play with the idea of being rich. Rest in the joy of it. Stop trying to force it and simply allow yourself to feel it as now. As you do this, you will find your relationship with money changing. You will no longer see it as scarce, as something to cling to, as something that slips away. You will see it as air, always around you, always flowing, always abundant. You do not panic about running out of air, for you trust in its supply. Begin to see money the same way. It flows in, it flows out, and it flows back again in greater measure. The more relaxed you are, the more easily it circulates. Even your smallest acts become powerful when performed from this state. Paying a bill, giving a gift, buying a meal, all become affirmations of abundance rather than fears of lack. You pay not with worry but with joy, knowing that more is already on its way. You give not with fear but with gladness, knowing that giving is receiving. You spend not with hesitation but with gratitude, knowing that circulation increases flow. Every action becomes a declaration. I am already rich. So now let every doubt fall away. Let every fear dissolve. Let every worry be silenced. You have nothing to chase, nothing to prove, nothing to earn. The wealth you desire is already yours. The moment you dared to want it, the universe began moving it toward you. And right now, as you sit in calm trust, it is unfolding, arranging, preparing to meet you in the most effortless of ways. Relax, breathe, and know with unshakable certainty that you are rich now. Live as though it is already done. For it is. The universe has already made you wealthy without effort. And all that remains is for you to accept it, to walk in it, and to let the proof surround you on every side.